Today we're working on sciatica and how to alleviate the pain and discomfort that sciatica brings. Before you start any practice, please see a physician and find out what your cause is, and that way between you, your physician, and your yoga therapist, you can find the best program to alleviate and prevent any kind of discomfort. So some different causes of sciatica might be bulging discs, it might be tight or even weak lower back muscles, and it might also be tight hips. So it's important that you know what the cause is before you start to work on poses and working with your therapist. The three poses that we'll be working on today are half locust, bridge pose, and also cow pose or Gomukhasana, and it'll be a modified version. For the first pose, we're going to start on our belly. We'll bring our arms by the side of the body and bring the legs together. If you have a tighter lower back or you feel any discomfort around the lower back or sacrum, you might want to separate the legs a few inches instead of having them together. So we're going to start and bring the shoulders away from the floor. And on the inhale, please lift your chest and right leg. So this is half locust. On an exhale, come all the way down. Again, drawing the shoulders up away from the ground, lift the left leg and chest. Exhale and come down. We'll do the first side again. And one more time with the left side. It's important that you work the movement and the breath together. You can continue using one side at a time, or if you feel a little stronger, inhale, lift the chest, the arms, and both legs at the same time. And you can hang out here maybe 4 or 5 breaths. If that feels too much, then feel free to come down and rest. On your last inhale, you want to come up a little bit more, and then exhale, come all the way down. Relax and just turn your head to one side. And you can rest a few breaths. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to turn over onto your back. Once you're on your back, please place your feet about hips width on the floor. And one way also to create a little more space in the sit bones and around the lower back is to turn your feet in slightly, what they call pigeon-toed. This time you're going to draw your shoulders down towards the floor, lift the chest, press down through the feet, and with an inhale, lift your hips. Exhale and come all the way down. So we're going to move dynamically. That means moving in and out of a pose. Inhale, come on up. Exhale and lower. And we'll do this twice more. On the last one, we'll hold for a few breaths. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, lower. Okay. So this is the last one. We're going to hang out about 4 or 5 breaths. What's really helpful about moving in and out of a pose, it helps to warm the body. It helps you find what your range of motion is. And most importantly, it really connects your breath and the movement together, so they're working in partnership. And once you've done however many rounds you're comfortable with, you'll slowly exhale and come down. And if you need to relax the lower back, it's nice to just open the feet a little bit wider and then let the knees touch and relax there for a few breaths. And it's so important that you honor your body. So if moving in and out of a pose too many times doesn't feel comfortable, or holding in the pose doesn't feel right, please trust that and just come down and relax. When you're ready to come out of the pose, you'll bring your knees into your chest, roll to one side, and really gently push yourself up. I'm going to suggest in the beginning at least to start by sitting on a blanket. So you can just sit on the edge. And this will be the modified cow pose. Okay, so you're going to extend the legs and then bring your right knee across. And you want to think of stacking one knee over the other, and the straight leg actually comes in towards the midline. So it's not straight up from the hip flexor, but more towards the center. Then you want to make sure that if you're bending forward, so you can stay here. This is a hip opener, so you're welcome to stay here. Many of you will feel enough stretch right where you are. But if you do want to move a little bit forward and increase that stretch, then you want to make sure you move from the hip crease and exhale, come slightly forward. And again, you can move in and out of the pose. So maybe inhale and go back. Exhale and come forward again. And then we'll do that one more time. And on this last one, if you can hold a little bit longer, that would be great. You want to keep your neck in line with your spine, so you don't want to drop your head too much. However long it's going to vary from person to person how long you stay here. So again, it's trusting your body. When you're ready to come out, you'll gently push back. You'll straighten the leg and then change sides. Whatever happens on one side happens on the other. Again, so you want to make sure in any kind of forward bending, especially with sciatica, first, if you're coming to something like Paschimottanasana where both legs are extended, you're going to want to bend the knees so that we're not coming or pulling from the lower back, but rather really moving from the hip creases to keep the back safe and keep sciatica pain away. So again, we'll move in and out of the pose. 3 seems to be a good number. Good. And the last one, you'll stay a few breaths. And when you're ready, you'll gently come back. You'll straighten both legs. And after this, you might want to rest a little bit, so you can lie down in Shavasana. Or if you feel like just sitting up and practicing some pranayama and some breathing, you're welcome to do that. If you feel like you want to work on a few more things, a cobra or bhujangasana is a very nice pose to practice. Again, very gently, just a small baby cobra. If you felt like it was more in your hips, or you know it's more in your hips, something like pigeon pose or pigeon prep might be a very nice addition to your practice. So thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.